Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're getting into something that almost every English learner thinks about. How do you stop sounding like a textbook and start sounding like, well, you? We're going to look at how to unlock that true, authentic voice in English. You know that feeling, don't you? You've done the work, you've memorized the grammar, you know all the words, but when you speak, it just feels a little flat, a little robotic. You're getting the information across, sure, but are you getting your personality across? It's a super common frustration. I mean, just look at the difference here. I am very busy. Is fine, it's correct. But I'm up to my eyeballs in assignments? Wow! Suddenly there's personality, there's imagery, there's feeling. You can literally picture the piles of work. That's the jump we're gonna make today, from functional to authentic.
And that right there is the big secret. It's not about swallowing a dictionary whole. It's about finding the right words, the phrases that native speakers actually use to talk about their lives, their passions, their people. All right, let's dive in.
Okay, first up, let's talk about setting your scene. When someone asks you, so where do you live? You can do so much more than just name a city. You can actually paint them a picture with your words.
So instead of saying, I live near the park, how about, I live just a stone's throw from the park? See? It's more vivid. Instead of, my street has a lot of trees, you could say, I live on a really leafy street. These phrases just add instant color. They tell us if you live in a quiet, sleepy neighborhood or if you're bang splat in the middle of everything.
And this is so good. It doesn't just give a location, it tells a little story about your community. You immediately get this feeling of warmth, of familiarity. You know, a place where people actually look out for each other. That's what makes it so powerful and relatable.
All right, let's move on to another huge part of who we are: our work, our studies, our goals for the future. This is how you tell the story of your own ambition and hustle.
You can actually frame your entire professional life like a four-part story. You start with the goal. I've got a burning ambition too. Then you acknowledge the challenge. It's a steep learning curve. You talk about the work you're putting in. Right now, I'm completely snowed under with coursework. And then you share the hope. If all goes to plan, I'm gonna. Boom. In just 4 sentences, you've told a complete, compelling story about yourself.
Let's just zoom in on that phrase, snowed under. What a great image, right? It perfectly captures that feeling of just being buried and totally overwhelmed. It's a lot like up to my eyeballs, which we saw earlier. Both are just fantastic ways to say you are incredibly busy.
And here are a few more phrases for your ambition toolkit. Maybe you want to follow in your mum's footsteps, or perhaps working in a certain field just kind of runs in our family. I really like this one. I haven't got it all mapped out, but it shows you're honest and self-aware. And I'm getting the hang of it now is just perfect for describing that great feeling of making real progress.
Okay, so we've set the scene, we've talked about ambition. Now for the really fun part, letting your personality shine through. This is where you move beyond just speaking English and start really expressing who you are at your core. You know, sometimes a single word can say a ton about you. So what are you? A film buff? A total geek? A bookworm? Maybe a foodie or a tech head? These little labels are like shortcuts. They instantly tell people what you're passionate about and help you find your tribe.
Oh, I love this one. Talking about your guilty pleasures, you know, whether it's terrible reality TV or cheesy 80s pop music, it's just such a human thing to do. Admitting it with a phrase like this makes you so much more relatable. It's a fantastic way to bond with people. And when you're describing your personality, your vibe, let's get specific. Are you generally laid back and easygoing? Or maybe you're a bit more reserved? Hey, maybe you'd even admit to being a bit of a procrastinator. Using these kinds of nuanced words just paints a much clearer and, frankly, more honest picture of who you are.
This is a perfect example of how to sound authentic. Using a phrase like this, with a bit of humor about yourself, shows you don't take yourself too seriously. And what's funny is, admitting your own little flaws is one of the quickest ways to get people to like you and connect with you.
And finally, let's talk about your crew, your people, the ones who mean the most to you. The way we talk about our family and friends is usually filled with so much warmth and history, so let's make sure you've got the words to do it right. Think about your best friend or your sibling. How would you describe your dynamic? Are you super similar, basically 2 peas in a pod, or are you complete opposites, like chalk and cheese? These idioms are so visual, they're classics, and they perfectly capture those relationships.
And here's just a beautiful one: kindred spirits. This term implies so much more than just having similar hobbies. It describes a really deep, almost soulful connection with someone. It's a friendship that goes way beyond just hanging out.
These phrases really get into all the different parts of a great friendship. You've got the security of knowing someone has got your back, no matter what, the shared history of having been through a lot together, and even the fun of taking the mickey out of each other, which is just a great British way of saying you lovingly tease each other.
It's simple, it's powerful, and it's so warm. Describing your family as close-knit instantly tells someone everything they need to know about your love, your support, and your unbreakable bond. It just paints a perfect picture. So, as we start to wrap this up, it's pretty clear we've been looking at more than just a list of words. Each of these phrases is a tool. Think of it like a bridge that helps you get from just sharing basic information to actually building real, deep, authentic connections with people.
But look, you don't have to master all of this at once. The journey to finding your true voice really just starts with a single step. Just one new phrase.
So here it is. Here's your challenge. Go back, pick just one phrase from everything we've talked about that really speaks to you, and find a way to use it in a real conversation today. That's it. That's how you start turning what you know into what you can do.
Because at the end of the day, the language you use is a huge part of your identity. It's how you share your unique story with the entire world. So the only question left is, which words are you going to choose? Thanks for joining me.